Good morning, everyone. I'm back. I got the Mercedes here today, so I'm gonna do what I can to this door today and see if I can't get it finished up and ready for paint. Paint's still not in, but that doesn't mean I can't get the door ready for the paint. Anyway, I'll be back. Just an update on the door. It's kind of sunny, so I can't really see what my screen's seeing. But you've got this mess down here, which will be my first repair real quick. And then you see I've got a couple, I can't really see anything because the sun's glaring on my screen, but I got a couple of these spots that still have some low-lying spaces in it right here. And these are the ones that are really going to be the ones that people are going to see. So I'll be fixing this all today. Trying to get this body molding back into shape, you see. So here we go. We're back at it again, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. So it's just like sculpting. It's layer upon layer upon layer. All the gray is the low stuff, so I'm going to be filling all the gray in. And I don't like sanding. I hate sanding. So I make everything a very, very thin coat, not even an eighth of an inch. I just put a new skin on, and then I sand it back down to where I start seeing the metal again. And that's when I know it's time to primer and find the lows again. I think this is like, at this stage, I think it's like the 7th time I've put putty on this and sanded it. And you'll see here, I'm gonna fill up all the gray. I wasn't talking while I was doing this. I was just concentrating on sculpting. But all the gray spots you see, they all have to be reputtied and then resanded again and again and again. Because I put such thin coat on, I don't fill everything all in one swoop, because the rubber paddle, it kind of dips into the grooves and leaves, low spots still. You think it looks flat, but by the time it's all said and done, you sand, you're like, oh, there's another a low spot, and there's another low spot, and there's another low spot. And it kind of takes me forever. I really, really, really hate sanding. So I don't gob this stuff on to where I have to do a bunch of, I think in my life I've only used that grading tool once, because I never over putty anything. It's probably not the way most guys do it, but I kind of like building it up to its, final state. And as much as I don't like sanding, I love making things smooth. I also do woodworking, so sanding is kind of a work of love for me, because I like making things look really good. And this door, I call it hell door, because when I first saw the door, I didn't know what the hell I was going to do with it. It had so many mangled areas. If you look back at video 1, I mean, the holes that were in the door from the slide hammer were atrocious. I had to tap them all back in and grind them all down, and then JB weld them all closed. And I had no idea where anything was. A straight edge wouldn't even sit on the door properly. It just kept rocking everywhere I put a straight edge on the door. So there was nothing straight. Bellies in, bellies out, buckles. I mean, the door was a complete disaster. I'm quite satisfied with the way it's coming out, though, even though it's taking me forever. It doesn't matter, because every day I see the progress of the sculpture, building up, filling up, taking shape. It was kind of like composing a song to me, and I'm a musician also, where I take the first piece of music that I find and I get it right, and then I move on to the next piece of music and get it right, and then I layer stuff over and get more sounds involved. It's the same thing. Another coat, another layer, another sanding and polishing. Same thing. It's just another art form to me. It kind of did remind me of sculpting. I've never sculpted before. Never played with clay. Never did any pottery work like that. I have done body work before. But this is the first time I actually had to literally rebuild the shape of a mangled door. So, and this video is kind of long. Sorry about that. I should have sped these things up, knowing that I wasn't talking. But I missed that step. I didn't do the double speed thing. Sorry for taking your time up to view this video. There's actually going to be another video done on this door in another day or two of what the door looks like finished. It'll also be a multiple day video like this one. There's actually 4 days worth of sanding and puttying in this little video. The finish, by the way, this video is being done after I already did the second stage of paint. That won't be part of this video. That'll be the next video. I was shocked. My friends were even shocked that the door looked like a door again. But as you see, I painstakingly go through re-sculpting this door. Literally like 7 or 8 days of doing this. Yeah, I think I'm about to run out. That's why I'm looking at the very small pieces to do right now. I've got to make another, mix up another batch. No, I'm actually done. This is where I stop on this. So now, let it dry, come back in the sun, sand it, and see what it looks like. See how well I found all the hidden valleys. Well, she's starting to look straight. All the gigantic valleys are gone. But it's a slow process. And as you can see, I still got some stuff that's low. But everything else is starting to look pretty good. Starting to look like a door again. Or a straight door, I should say. Yeah, I love the whole look of the, it kind of looks like an MRI when it's all sanded, and I've got bare metal showing through, and you can see like 7 different layers of primer from all the times that I've puttied and primed. You see, I love that look. I would actually just clear coat over that, and I think it would look pretty cool. But you see there's bare metal right there at the top, and there's another bare metal spot right there. You can't just, well, I guess you can just clear coat over that, but I don't like to leave any exposed metal. It's about to be primered for the last time, and then I'm going to do the final sanding. I believe in the next video you'll see what it looks like after the final sanding. Yeah, here you go. This is you can see in this there's still low spots. Yeah, there's still low spots here. So there's another prime and another sand that comes after this. So another afternoon of sanding. I'm down to very small pieces that need any work right now. There's one right under the handle. There's a couple dots right there on the bottom of the crease. Of course, there's a couple low spots right there, but that's an easy touch up. You see there's a couple spaces that were still lower than the level sanding. The 9-inch block is actually too big because there's so much bevels in this door. The 9-inch block doesn't get down, so I'm going to have to switch to the 6-inch block in my final sanding to just try to get all this smooth again. And then I'm going to paint about 6 inches past each door and then buff it all to blend. So it's getting there. I did use the 6-inch block and went back up to the 9-inch block after this prime, and I did get 98% of the lows out of the door. You can see it looks pretty straight right there, and I didn't even do the final sanding. The final sanding, I went from a 120 grit to a 180 to a 220 grit to a 320 grit. And after the 320 grit, I put a final coat of primer on the door. and then I put a very light coat of the
Getting pretty
color.
straight.
Yeah, I just said it's pretty straight, and it is. It's actually looking very good. You can still see the curve in the bottom of the door where it was pushed in. But there you go. There's the 6-inch block, bringing some of the lows up, and or getting down to some of the lows. And there you go. You see the door right there, right before priming. All the lows are gone, and there's our color, our first layer of color,
Well,
just a light layer.
I got the first coat on, but it's a light coat, and I got some drips to straighten out. But this door looks way better than it did when I first got it. This is probably going to be a horrible video because I'm not even looking at the camera. But there you have it. Looks like a door again.
Yeah, you got 5 days of work in that video. Every day was a reapplication of putty, let it harden, sand it, prime it, and then the next day same thing. Sand it down so I could see the reaching down to bare metal again, and then puttying and priming it again. Anyway, next video is coming really soon, and I'm hoping you're enjoying these. This one's a long, tedious one, so sorry for that. Hope you're enjoying.